Hey guys, welcome to the Miss Lillian's page. I am Crysta, Litter to Glitter furniture artist out of Berry, Texas. Thank you for joining me this hot afternoon. Before I get started, happy birthday, Marilyn. It's Marilyn's birthday today. And so I wanted to say happy birthday, Marilyn Bean, our own witch behind the cauldron at Miss Lillian's. She's the one that makes all of our she is the lady behind the scenes. She's the one that does all of our concoctions. She's our colorologist. She's our mixologist. She's our painting fairy. So I just wanted to wish her a very, very happy birthday. And it's August, guys. Can you believe it's August? So I said that we were going to continue on decoupage and everything decoupage today. And that's what we're doing. Okay, you ready for this? So I've been working more on this piece. If y'all remember, this is the sewing cabinet that would also make that amazing, it's going to make an amazing jewelry box. So since this is light, I can pick it up and show you guys. So, and let's see here. If I can, over on this side is where I had to match the decoupage. And I told you the decoupage paper was book-ended. And so get you extreme close up. Right about there is where it splits and you can't tell where it starts or begins. So, and then the other side and the other side. And so I've made, and I put it backwards. Help. Thank you. It's always good to have my son in the studio with me. So let me grab the computer because he put it way over here as he's walking out. You help me and then you mess me up.
See?
That's it, demon. All right. So Delana says, happy birthday, Marilyn. Hey, my beautiful friend. She said, it's so cute. Okay. Stacy said, it's so little and cute like you, Stacy. It's little and cute. So what I've done is I've got 3 samples that I've done. Yes, Stacy, it's the dreaded sample board. Oh, I heard her sigh all the way from here. I did. I heard it. So what I did was I took onyx and old cupboard, which is the off-white that I used underneath this. It's off-white, but just a little teeny itty bitty touch of yellow, so it's kind of a yellowy white, but very light, more of a cream than a white. And I painted them all like this, and if you can see in the center there, it's kind of mixed over where I just kind of went over the onyx with the old cupboard, and so you see that effect right there. Okay, so Delana is laughing at me. Stacy says, dun dun dun. Okay, let me, okay, I've done, when I talked last week about how the color underneath of your decoupage matters, and I'm going to show you why here in just a moment. So, again, I painted 3 of them like the other star that I showed you. Now, this one is sealed already, so I've got a top coat over it. And this is the decoupage over, this is the onyx side, and this is the old cupboard. And so you can see that there's a little yellowish tint to it, which I wanted for that aged look. But underneath the onyx, you can see how dark that is versus where the old cupboard is. So underneath of your decoupage color matters. What I was saying is the brighter. So if I had used bright white or snowflake for this side, then it would have been popping. I mean, it would have been very, very white and crisp underneath. With the buttercream, not the buttercream, but more, the old cupboard color, you see it's got it looks a little bit more aged. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken one of these and sealed it, and the other one is raw. And so what is going to happen is that I'm going to show you guys the differences in these and how the decoupage takes glazed versus non-glazed. Okay, So if you're wondering, well, should I top coat my decoupage before or after I use glaze? I'm getting ready to show you why I top coat first and then glaze. So Renee says, I've been searching you for 34 minutes, baby girl. I've only been live 5. You played Where's Waldo, and I wasn't even in the game. I'm sorry, Renee. So Renee says, ugh, 3 or 4. All right, so I'm going to bring you guys in. And then the reason I've got you guys up so high is I'm going to do this Renee style. I'm going to tilt you guys down. All right, so the question that I've got for you guys, I've got my handy dandy ice tray that, you know, when I need to use a little of something and I don't want to mess up a bowl. Told you I'm a baller on a budget. And I don't know if y'all can see, but Whiskey Girl is trying to get up in my lap. Mama's working, baby. Yes, I love you. Yes, you're a good girl. You good girl. Go on. With this being that this, the color here is nautical. And so since this is blue and white, I was thinking maybe you guys could help me pick out what color glaze to use. So I've got my ice trays and we're going to put this back just a little bit. I brought out this is Smoke, which is a gray. I've got the Burnt Umber, which is the brown. But I thought maybe, and Nutmeg, which is a richer brown. Then I thought maybe you guys might like to see, I've got Pearl. And in my ring light, it is blazing. And then I've got 2 of these blues. One is the Blueberry Hill, and I also have Midnight at the Oasis. And so I was wondering what you guys thought about possibly playing on the sample boards. Sample boards, Stacy. Sample boards, Delana. Okay, if you can't decide on a color, sample board. I don't know. Yeah. Hi, Chastity. Chastity DeGroot's on from the Junkin' Jones gang out of Jackson, Tennessee. I'm going to Jackson. So this is a great way to make sure that you know, because I've got the decoupage on it. I'm going to be aging this decoupage on the sides and the front. And Chastity, since you're just coming on, that is the little cabinet that I was working on last week. That is the old sewing cabinet that I'm turning into. Either somebody can have it as a sewing cabinet or they can use it as a jewelry box. Got the decoupage on, book matched it. But I'm not exactly sure what color of glaze that I wanted to use. So again, I've got one that is top coated and one that is not top coated. And I was going to show today what happens if you don't top coat versus you do top coat and you do your glaze. So there you go. Everybody's caught up. Renee, Too Chatty Chick, says, yes, always sample boards, laugh out loud. Renee says, that's going to be beautiful. And then she tagged Kathy from Reimagine Services. So if you are a Miss Lillian's retailer, home partner, please put in your Facebook link so people can find you for all the good stuff that you do. I've got under good authority that Chastity is feeling better and should be back to us very soon after her foot incident. So we're hoping that Chastity gets back. So what were y'all thinking? I was thinking about maybe trying one of the blues or maybe the Smoke versus just going. A lot of people just use the Nutmeg or the Burnt Umber. So tell me, okay, I've got Hippy Dippy Glaze in Midnight at the Oasis. I also have it in Blueberry Hill. Delana says she needs some of those blues. I've got Nutmeg, Burnt Umber, Smoke, and Pearl as well. So give me some of your ideas. I create and repaint is on. Hey, lady. So I know that I want to use I'm going to try the, let's go maybe burnt umber. And oh, I did one of my own mistakes, guys, and y'all saw it here. I admit when I make a mistake. It's not often, but when I do, I want to make sure that I just give it a good shaky. Whiskey Girl came in here and sneezed on my foot and then walked back out the room. Pearl and darker blue. Anne from Indiana's on. Hey, Anne. Okay, so Chastity said burnt umber. So I'm going to pour some burnt umber into my little bin number 1. She says, I love burnt umber and truffle and smoke. Well, I don't have truffle. I've got nutmeg, Midnight the Oasis, Blueberry Hill, Pearl, and smoke. So Renee said some smoke. So I'm going to grab some of my smoke. And I thought that I'd used it before, but yep, I did. I just peeled the top back. So I'm going to pour some smoke into that one. Guys, pick one of the blues. Give me a Midnight at the Oasis or Blueberry Hill. Let's see if we can get a little funky with it and see what that looks like. So if you want to have just a little bit of glaze and more control, you definitely want to clear coat first. And so this is the one that's clear coated. I'm going to show you what happens if you do not. Okay, I've got a Midnight, 1 for Midnight, 2 for Midnight, 3 for Midnight. Okay, so we're going to go with Midnight at the Oasis. I know that I haven't opened this one yet because I just got it in like last week. So I know I haven't opened that one. And here you go. And pop goes the weasel. And just make a little hole. And I use that to pour. So there you go. It's an easy way to do it. Just poke a little hole if you're going to use a little bit. There you go. All right. So I've got burnt umber. I've got smoke. And I've got Midnight at the Oasis. This is my unsealed. And you're going to see that this paper, and I'll do this with just a little bit, is, okay, it's going to grab that if you let it sit for just a second. And then you're going to try to wipe it back to get more control. It is going to absolutely absorb very, very quickly that area that you're using that. This is the burnt umber. And so it's going, you have you have almost zero control over the glaze if it is if it's unsealed. You see where I put it is where it's at. That's the end of the story. You're done. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. You can sand it off and put it on another piece of decoupage if you don't like it. But you can scrub it around with you can scrub it around a little bit, but you have zero control. Okay. So just out of curiosity, and I am trying to keep this over the white area because this is the white, the same color that I'm using on my piece. Oh, that Midnight at the Oasis is gorgeous. Guys, it's the first time that I have taken that. And there you go. Also, another thing is that if you're using a baby wipe and you're using it on your decoupage and it's unsealed, let's see here, as you're scrubbing it, you can actually start whisking away at I don't know if you can see that on camera, but you see how it's very, very faded in that blue area because it's not sealed. See on my tissue, that little bit of, that is my decoupage paper that I'm scrubbing off. So that is why you guys want to seal your decoupage. So I'm just going to throw that over there. I know Renee likes my ice tray idea, but I have another one for you. A friend of mine is clearing out her house, and she's got all these mix match dishes. So she brought me a bunch of old coffee cups, teacups, and stuff that she was just going to throw out, which I'm going to turn into bird feeders and bird baths and stuff like that for, you know, art for my yard. And so I will also use these, okay, to put a little bit in. And, you know, if it breaks, it breaks. It's not a big deal. It cost me absolutely nothing. So even cheaper than your ice cube tray for a little amount is old tea and coffee cups that people are throwing out all the time. So, okay. So now I'm going to show you on the sealed decoupage. Hold on, let me go ahead and get my little Huggies wipe. You do not have to wipe back your glaze. You don't have to, but that, if you're looking for, so we're just going to go along the line here, and then watch as I'm actually patting some of it back on because I had so much control over it with the baby wipe. Look, it's gone. And so you need to put it down and let it sit. Wanted to show you guys how much control you have over your glaze if it is sealed already. And so see, I kind of put a little bit on, and then I'm just going to take my baby wipe and just kind of a little tap, tap, tappy. And then you're going to let it sit. And oh, so much more control. So much more control. So that is the nutmeg. Let's discuss some smoke. And I will put smoke right in through here. And same technique. I'm going to make sure I've got a clean area on my baby wipe. And just kind of pat it back because that is the look that I'm going for. You can wipe complete back. Renee says, that is why I love using Miss Lillian's luster with the decoupage. Absolutely, yes. So, yeah, talking about the cost, nothing is better than even, you know, you can buy a stack of ice trays at yard sales for what? A quarter? But even less is these old. So this is, this one is burnt umber. I hate when I put my phone on backwards, guys. So I'm used to my camera being over there, and now it's over here, and it's really messing with my perception. So let's see here. This one is the smoke, and this one is nutmeg. So tell me what you guys. Oh yeah, there you go. And then now let's get funky with it, guys. Renee says she's loving this piece. Thank you, Renee. And then let's go over on this side and really put it on. Let's do the whole side since we decided on 3 colors. And you can mix them. I mean, I don't mean mix them as in like put them and mix your own color. You can do that too. But what I'm saying is that I can always layer them and have different colors. And we're going to explore that as well here in just a second when we get. This is the Midnight at the Oasis over it. So what do you guys think? Should we go on the decoupaged areas here? Do you think? Yes, I'm going to glaze this piece. That's why I'm doing my sample board. I didn't know if I wanted to use, I mean, I pulled out Pearl, I pulled out Blueberry Hill. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. I pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors of glaze that I thought might go with this piece. If I take you over to that shelf right there on the top of the green shelf, all that is glaze. That whole entire shelf is glaze. So we've got just a few choices. I didn't think like Purple People Eater or like the shamrock colored greens or even moss or the peach parfait. I don't think any of those would work for this. I just pulled colors that I thought would be nice. So Anne says that she loves the midnight. Delana says she likes smoke. And Renee, you're gonna have to be more specific. Me too isn't working because I've got one midnight and I've got one smoke. So you're gonna be more specific than me too. So, all right. So the blue, honestly, in looking at it in person, I think I would like to go with the smoke or the burnt umber, just because this blue here, it darkened my blue here. And if you go up to and you put your sample board, Delana and Stacy, your sample board. This is what sample boards are for. Put it up to the nautical. I think it's going to be way too much blue, and somebody who just has to have blue, it's going to limit who purchases this piece. I think Chastity said, Stacy said midnight. Chastity said try black walnut. All right. Well, got a request. You know me. I'm going to go for it. Let me see if I got black walnut. There's black pearl, teal, green, tambourine, magic dragon, tourmaline, patina, espresso, sodalite, hematite, I see you again, jasper, blackwater, jet, rose quartz, crystal blue, another burnt umber, peach jade, crystal blue persuasion, aquamarine, morganite, hot pink quartz, topaz. Thanks, Chastity. It's like one of the only ones I don't have. Man. Hey, I tried. So, wonder about pearl with midnight and wonder what midnight and pearl mixed would be. Okay. All right. Girl, I'm with you. I got you. Oh, I don't know if I've used this one of pearl. Nope. I know I just used pearl on another one, and I think that I had used it up. So let's go back and let's talk about layering them. Put a little bit of pearl in my ice cube tray. Going to clean off one of my brushes. Chastity says, what? It's my favorite. I'm so sorry, Chastity. I promise I'll get it in next time. I promise. Now, black pearl, and that's the thing, is that when I use black glaze, I love black pearl. I love black pearl for my black glazes. I love that metallic, that it gives it that shimmer. And so, but I will get in the black walnut just for you. I will be like, all right, and I will try it. I ain't scared. All right, so I'm gonna get a clean one because I'm using glaze and we're experimenting. I don't want any mix over. I'm gonna get a little bit of the pearl over the midnight, and I'm just gonna kind of, again, I'm just tapping it on. And then it is giving it a shimmer, but that blue is really dominating. And I don't see much of a difference other than the pearl is a metallic and it's giving it some shimmer. I don't know if you could see that shimmer in it now on camera, but it's giving it a shimmer. It would be gorgeous on a different project. I mean, I like the look of it. But on this project, I don't think it's going to work. But there you go. Also, guys, your sample boards don't have to be anything. This is stuff, y'all recognize that tag? Dollar Tree. Everything's $1. You know, pick them up for $1.25. And I don't care if they're shaped like mermaids or seahorses or pumpkins. I think I got these at Christmas like 2 years ago when it was still $1. And I use them for my sample boards. They're inexpensive. I just buy a bunch at a time when I see decent size shapes. And so there you go. So that is the white, the pearl, and the midnight at the Oasis together. Chastity says that she says burnt umber or leave it clean. What was everyone else? Let me see. Let me go up for a second because I'm thinking the burnt. Okay, so this is the burnt umber side and this is the smoke side. So let me see if I can get that. Told you my. So this is smoke. This is burnt umber. Tell me what you think. I have to agree. I kind of think that the, let's see. I think that the burnt umber, but the smoke would be nice as well. So either way, Delana says, I use cardboard like you said to use, laugh out loud. Yes, I said, if you don't have anything else, you use a piece of cardboard. Everybody's got cardboard boxes around their house. Even if it's a soda box you turn inside out, you've got brown cardboard all over your house with everything. So if you don't have anything else, for something like this, is that now I can use these when I do a class to show the difference between sealed and unsealed, and also between the dark under decoupage versus light under decoupage. So that's why I put them on these. And then when I'm done, I'll write on the back of them which colors I used on which areas. That way, when I go back in 6 months or a year, I don't go, well, that, I don't know, is that burnt umber or is that nutmeg? I don't know. Is that smoke or? So Stacy said smoke looks cool. So tell me what you guys think. Smoke or burnt umber, or do you think so those are our two, smoke, burnt umber? Or should I just leave this piece clean? This piece is already sealed. I have put the hardware back on it. And I'm really tempted to leave it clean. I do have to do another coat of paint along the outside edges. And Delana said that I have polyurethane for sample boards, but I haven't used them. So Marlene says smoke. All right, we're going to go for it. Smoky smoke. I really think that the gray is going to age this nicely. And Anne says I like it clean. Renee says clean. Honestly, I'm leaning towards clean on this. After doing the sample boards and looking at it, I'm leaning towards leaving this clean. Now, up in the corners here, I need to touch up with the nautical. And that's what I'm looking at doing, is just, Renee says clean too. Chastity says clean. All right. Ominous Dominus, you're done. I pronounce you done. Well, I still got to do the nautical. And that's it. So I'm going to take you guys off of the stand here for a second so I can get extreme close up on this piece. If you are not here at the beginning of the video, I will show you. I told you guys last week that I needed to bookend the decoupage to make it match because the paper wasn't as wide as the drawers. And so I can show you guys that. Put the camera on upside down, so my angles have been off all day. My son just walked back in. I'm like, all right. So it's very, very difficult for me to be behind the camera and not see what I'm doing at this angle. But if you see right in there is the line going up to where I had to match up the paper. And you can see when it is book matched paper, there we go. You can't even tell that I had to bookend it and match it on the sides. And then on this, if you guys were here last week, I started at the very top here, and this is one piece, and then I matched it up here. And the same thing, hello again, on this side, I did the same technique. Renee says, girl, that rocks how you matched it up. Thank you, girl. So I was going to do more, but you guys said clean. I have to agree with you guys, and I'm going with that. So only thing I have to do is touch up my nautical blue, and I'm done. Paper, very pretty. Thank you. I don't even know where I got it from. I've got a stack of decoupage and transfers that I need to use up because I've already spent the money for them, and I need to use them up. Stop shaking your head. My son's over going, yeah, you spent a lot of money. Thank you, son. He's just mad I'm spending his inheritance. So, guys, much love to you. I will be back on next Tuesday on the Miss Lillian's page. And so join me there. We will have a brand new project. And I got in some pretty cool pieces this week. Yeah. Oh, y'all aren't supposed to see that buffet yet. Whoops. Well, I just told on myself. So we're going to start a new project next week. I hope you guys learned a lot about glazes and how to use them and techniques. And I will see you guys next week. Much love, you guys. Bye.